Once you grasp this truth that I'm about to tell you, it'll set you free from religion. It'll set you free from parents and moms and family and governments and police, everybody. It'll set you free. And it's simply this: you are divine. God has exploded in a Crab Nebulae explosion, and he has come and manifested himself as billions of people. And you're one of you, and so am I. When I look at you, I see God. When you look at me, you see God. That's why God's name is I am. I am God. It doesn't mean that me, God. It means I am. When you say I am God, you have to say, what is God's name? I am. What? I am God. Oh my God, then all people, Christians run around, oh, I told you they think they're God. I don't think anything on the side. No, Jesus Christ said, the scripture says you are God, and the scripture cannot be broken. So he said it.
Like I'm not third album.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, we are going to be discussing Saturn and Neptune in the late degrees. Now, I didn't go off on here. This video shouldn't be that long. But I did want to do this video because this is the next big transit for 2024 outside of the eclipses, I think, anyways, that I don't think I did or talked about, but I wanted to. I know I mentioned it in one of my other videos, so I really, really, really just wanted to break down what some of the themes can be and what's going to kind of be building underneath all this great energy that we are about to have from like the 30th of this month, technically today, or really as of yesterday, but really the 30th of this month all the way until the end of March, um, or really maybe the end of May or the beginning of May. We will have all planets direct. That's the best time of the year, honestly. And movement, things are going to move really, 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 really quick. But pay attention to the undertone, which is going to be Saturn and Neptune playing around in the background, getting ready to move into the later degrees of Saturn and Pisces. And so Saturn is about form, reality, man-made structures, building, time, maturity, responsibility, commitments, mentors, experts, tough lessons, karma, consequences, boundaries, mastery, purpose, authority figures, elders, your status, in your career, responsibility. I think I said that. Yeah. And so Neptune has been in Pisces since 2011. Neptune is invisibility or the invisible, formless. It's really the exact opposite from Saturn, which is so crazy, but invisibility, the invisible, formless, intuition, faith, serenity, forgiveness, trust, or trusting in the process, surrendering to the unknown, spirituality, dreams, your actual dreams, like I dream to be, and your dreams, like when you're asleep, the subconscious mind, um, signs, symbols, synchronicities, deja vu, um, um, spiritual practices, um, creativity, unconditional love. This could also be yeah, I think I'm going to stop there because I took enough notes to go into more of what it means, but my brain is like, go to bed, go to bed. And so Neptune is stronger because it's in its home sign of Pisces. Saturn has been traveling behind Neptune, cleaning up the lower expressions and helping us tap into the higher vibration of Pisces. This could be about how far you've come on your spiritual path and intuition, or growing your intuition. You probably had to do a lot alone, and so there was definitely some kind of separation. If you go back to my Leo new moon that I did 6 months ago, I talked about this feeling of needing to separate from someone, something, and that was Neptune and Pisces, definitely calling you inward to do the healing work, forcing you to do things on your own. This could have been endings that might have felt very heavy. So dealing with grief, and it didn't necessarily have to be grief of somebody passing or anything like that, but it also could have been that. Um, Neptune also rules oceans, ocean currents, tides, beaches, beach erosion, hurricanes, typhoons, flooding, melting, glaciers, ice caps, dissolving earth. So this could be dissolving state lines, blurring lines between countries, or merging lines between countries. I think that's going on in Texas, along with, you know, uh, the immigration problem, people passing over coming into the country. I can only imagine that story is going to get a lot louder the closer we get to this in the second half of the year. Um, Possessions. Um, so we might give some of our stuff away or donate things. I did talk about that in another video. Neptune is the unseen, health, healing, viruses, respiratory issues, dementia. There can be another health crisis. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be very different from COVID for the simple fact that it's in a new degree. I don't know what degree. I probably should have put that down, but I'll talk more about this the closer we get to it, and go more in depth. Again, I really just want to get people to keep this in the back of your mind, that these themes are going to be growing behind the scenes. Um, and so, there is going to be another health crisis, something like COVID. I think it's going to be a lot worse because the ending degrees, the 29th degree, the 30th degree, I've been talking about this. Like we talked about with Pluto and Capricorn, that's the most volatile degree. And so it's going to be messy, whatever it is. But I do think that something else is brewing. I wouldn't even be surprised if you start hearing people talk about it now, or the preparedness for something coming. Um, again, endings, passings, soul groups leaving the planet, and grief. Definitely the entertainment industry, the arts, music awards, the influence or propaganda, um, the message, the themes, what's true, what's not, what's going on behind closed doors. And Saturn makes the invisible visible. And so again, a lot of this stuff is going to be sneaking its way in until it's like really, really loud. And that's the main storyline and all the headlines for sure. This is escapism, virtual reality, gaming, books, television, alcohol, drugs, substances, medicine, um, um, pharmaceuticals, um, medicines that alter your state of consciousness. There could be more talks about the legalization of marijuana, mushrooms. I was listening to a tarot reader and she was like, yeah, mushrooms is like the new thing out here. Now, I don't know where out there is. I don't know if she didn't say specifically where she was from, but I'm not surprised. And I'm pretty sure that will get a lot louder too. This is also the drug trade across borders. I just talked about that. Altered realities, what we can handle and what we can't, um, and what we can feel and how we handle that. Unfortunately, with Pluto and Aquarius, I don't know if this is ever going to connect with Pluto and Aquarius in any kind of way. I can only imagine that at some points it will. These are what we would consider suicides, people feeling like they're crazy, ghost stories, um, people seeing things, spiritual attacks, um, um, and things of that nature. When I think of suicides from a Neptunian perspective, I think of like whistleblowers and people who are telling the truth, like doctors and people who are in these fields where they're brewing the virus and you know, they have some kind of truth about what's going on, or like I think maybe people who are investors and they end up losing everything and do some kind of suicide. I think that might more be maybe Capricorn energy, but this still could be something about that. This could also be like from war, death by war, or some kind of, you know, blow up, explosion, or a hurricane, or you know, stuff like that. Um, so intuitive people and people who are sensitive to energy, you need to stay grounded, take time for yourself, hug a tree, plant your feet firmly on the ground, do some yoga, do some whirling, dancing, meditation is really, 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 really going to help you because there definitely could be other spirits and things coming to, they want to be heard. They want their message to get out. And sensitive people to energy, those are the people who are going to be targeted. Um, and even people who aren't with Pluto and Aquarius, to be quite frank, because everybody's bound to go through some kind of awakening, and those are the people who are probably going to freak out the most. But you know, be mindful. Um, again, this is a subconscious mind, so dreams, phobias, nightmares, paranoia, repressed memories, ancient symbols, fears from multiple lifetimes, um, symbols from multiple lifetimes, fears from multiple lifetimes, or different dimensions, um, and people, again, people coming back. You could see yourself in another lifetime. What movie was that? Oh my God. The Doctor Strange, the last Doctor Strange with America Chavez. Seeing yourself in multiple timelines. I think what practice does that? Jesus Christ. It's not Reiki. Past life regression. That's what that is. It helps you go back to see who you were in other lifetimes and other things too. But I know that's one of the big things, right? So you can see a lot of people feeling like they need a life path regression reading. Um, let's see, time travel, Ouija boards, fantasy, imagination, channeling. These are also the misfits, the orphans, really anywhere in that field. That also includes what do you call it when you Oh my God. It's right at the tip of my tongue. When somebody's has a baby for you, what do you call that? I don't know why I can't think of the name right now. For women who can't have babies, but you can have a surrogate. Okay, these are surrogates. There could be some stuff coming out about that, or it just might be a growing field or work opportunities even. But really what we're discussing here is deep abandonment healing, right? From feeling like you don't fit in or you're misunderstood, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. This theme can grow heavily, feeling that like, you're not a part of the group in some way, shape, or form. And it could really be not just misfits, but people with defective defections, like one arm, half of a nose, half of an eye, or some kind of, those people who have like the big heads. These are like those commercials they play late at night where they got the sad music on and they have these kids that look like they're dirty and there's flies all around and they have no food, no, all those kinds of things there. This is that. Um, and so there could be a need for healing for those people where now that's where Reiki comes in, right? Where you might see some people who are doing like circles with a bunch of different Reiki healers where people are healing from a distance type of thing, all on the same chord for the same purpose. We can see stuff like that growing tremendously, especially with Pluto and Aquarius now. Things like that can be really, really big. This is also the victim mentality. The crabs in the crabs in the barrel, the bottom of the barrel, people who kind of blame the system for their problems, and don't take responsibility for their problems. These people are going to feel like they're being spiritually attacked by the government. I think I talked about that in the either the moon in Aries or the sun in Aries people. um these are people who will relentlessly fight the government because they feel like the government owes them something, or if they were wronged in some kind of way. Now, Aries people will tend to win in those types of situations, but not everybody does, right? And so it keeps you in a kind of a loop where you never get out of that rat race. And you're continuously giving your power to a system that is never going to help you. The system is not set up to help you. So that victim mentality can become very overwhelming. And this could be more deaths, people giving up, feeling like they don't want to live anymore. They don't want to be here anymore. Um, kind of like it could be considered an awakening. Um, um, you know, to change the way that you think, to get out of the rat race, to do something about your circumstances. I have the terrible, terrible gut feeling that with Pluto and Aquarius, they are going to try to eliminate the middle class. So, and I think they've already done this. I wish I would have done more research. I'll talk more about it when we get closer to this, but I really wish that I would have done the research, or I will do the research when I get closer to see what time that was when I think it had something to do with gentrification and there was already a class dismissed. I think they're going to do it again with the middle class. I think they are going to shut down these social security, welfare, for your 401k. Like, I think they're going to try to take those things from people so that they don't have them anymore, moving them into the lower class. And it's only going to be the lower class and the upper class, no more middle class. Um, yeah. Unfortunately, I do think that's going to be a real life thing that could happen. Um, but ultimately, this is a rise to all feeling connected to all energies. Again, this might sound really, really bad. I'm not trying to scare people. I need to make myself very clear on that. That's not what I'm doing. Really just want you to be aware. But I think Pluto is going to put everybody through the ringer to give you a wake up call to change how you think about um your goals, your passions in life, and kind of trying to push or thrust you into this higher level of consciousness, to believe in yourself, to step into your authentic power, to be who you are truly meant to be here on earth. um so this could also be the feeling of sadness or loss, exhausting. So healthcare is going to be very important. Um, and learning to detach from the quote unquote from the societal norms, the propaganda. I think I'm going to talk about that in the Venus and Capricorn video. I'm going to do a big thing on that, but um when I say learn to detach, I'm not talking about detachment like Scorpio energy, detaching from others or other people, because I don't think that that's what this is really all about. This fight's going to be a little bit bigger, and a little bit more devastating, unfortunately, I think. I think this is detaching from the system. And so, different ways that you can do that is by not buying from big companies that are feeding you junk and killing you anyways. Buy from smaller companies, small businesses, self-employed people. Switching the dynamics is going to be probably the biggest thing that we could do as a collective right now to stay in power or to keep some power. I remember I had posted a while ago a video that Billy Carson had talked about, and he did this. I wish I could remember it word for word, but I'm probably gonna screw it up. But he's like, imagine if everybody in the world stopped going to work. Imagine if everybody in the world stopped attending these concerts with these famous people. And he named a few different other things. I think this is that. When he was talking about that, he's talking about this energy that's going to change this fight, this war that's coming this time around. I think it's going to be about the people, Pluto and Aquarius, changing and transforming who we buy into, and understanding that from an economic um, perspective as a form of war. I really do. But that's also just my personal opinion. Um, but that is going to be a form of self-care, which is why I really brought that up. Whether people want to believe it or not is completely and entirely up to you, but time will tell. Um, Overall, I think this transit is going to be a beautiful validation of growth, understanding of what you've learned, what's expanding, a new rise of spiritual power, empowerment and ascension, a new expansion of empowerment, ascension journeys, a split of consciousness, being able to understand both sides of a story, and new and exciting journey, and trusting that journey, that I think is going to be really dope for the people who get it. Please don't let this video scare you, family. I'm not trying to put fear into anybody, just work on step by step, use this Capricorn energy or stellium that we're in during Aquarius season with all planets direct to tap into your true authentic self. Set up a plan, build brick by brick, make necessary changes, do the healing so that when this energy does come, I do think it is coming, whether it's what I'm saying or not, something is for sure coming. You want to be prepared for that. So, as usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.